Hi, Bhargavi. Hello. Hello, Bhargavi. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hi. English na?
Hi. Yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
thought it's unmute.
No, no, it's okay. Share as things. ఏమైనా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేశారా నిన్న కొంచెం?
Yeah, చేస్తున్నానండి.
ఎందుకంటే సెషన్స్ పెరుగుతున్నాయి. మీరు
Mm,
ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తేనే మీకే కంఫర్ట్ గా ఉంటుంది నెక్స్ట్ సెషన్స్ అన్ని.
yeah.
లేకపోతే ఇట్స్ లైక్ కన్ఫ్యూజ్డ్ సిస్టమ్ కొంచెం అండి. ఓకే.
Yeah.
ఇప్పుడు ఈ రోజు మనం ఫంక్షన్ మోడల్ గురించి మాట్లాడదాం. ఇప్పుడు లెట్స్ సే డిస్కస్ అబౌట్ ద ఫంక్షన్ మోడల్. సో
Yeah, యాక్చువల్లీ ఏమైందంటే నేను ఫ్రీగా ఉన్న టైంలో బ్యాచ్ స్టార్ట్ అవ్వలేదు. నాకు వర్క్ ఫుల్ హెక్టిక్ అయిన టైంలో బ్యాచ్ స్టార్ట్ అయింది. అది ప్రాబ్లం అయింది.
ఓకే. అందుకే వీకెండ్స్ మార్చాం కదా, ఇప్పుడు అట్లీస్ట్ టైం ఉంటుంది
యా
మీకు కొంచెం.
యా యా
ఇప్పుడు మనకి ఫస్ట్ థింగ్ ఏంటంటే, మనం ఎస్టర్డే వాట్ వి డిస్కస్ లైక్ రిగార్డింగ్ విచ్ టాపిక్ విల్ కవర్. టుడే విల్ కవర్ ద టాపిక్స్ ఆన్ ఫంక్షన్ మోడల్స్. ఓకే. I
ఓకే.
told you, right? Function models are nothing but something which SAP has provided. Uh, and so SAP is nothing but yesterday while discussing the discussing regarding routines and subroutines, I asked you, right, why do we create routines and subroutines? Can you tell me? Yesterday we discussed, right, why do we create routines and subroutines? Other than modularization part, but there is a other critical reason. Why do we create routines and subroutines? Hmm?
Routine is reusable code,
Right.
I think.
So
Yeah.
routine is a reusable code which will be used inside that report. Okay. Similarly, now what we are doing, function models are also like that only. They are reusable blocks which can be used across the system. That means once we create a custom function module, that can be used because that will become a reusable object. It's not like not all the custom function models are reusable objects, but function models, whatever we are creating based on the requirement, 50 to 60% of the case, it will be for the reusable blocks. Certain cases, there are RFC function models, certain cases, certain scenarios, and all those things. But general reason we create the function module is for the reusability, where we can use the same thing across different objects. Okay. So, like yesterday we discussed, right? We have a report where we have done the fetching of sales order and sales order item data, right? So what we will
Mhm.
do, we will try to achieve the same thing. We'll try to achieve the same thing through a function model. That means what I'll do is that I'll make sure that whatever we did here, move it to function model. Okay. So let's start.
Okay.
Before creating a function model, the prerequisite for creating a function model is function group. Okay. Prerequisite for creating a function model is function group, which is required for us. Okay. Without that, it will not allow us to create a function model because so as per SAP standards, function group is a prerequisite. Okay. Uh, okay. I'll use this one. I'll create this one. Okay. Save. Save. I need to get stuck. G reuse. No problem. Okay, this is done. You just need to activate. How will you activate it? Right click on active. Okay. Otherwise, it will not be available for our use. Okay. Now the function group is ready. What we will do? We'll just copy the function group. The reason why we need to create the function group is that we need this particular include which are generated with this one. which will be used by the existing function, the function model which we are going to create. Okay.
Okay.
Now let's create the function model. Set underscore get underscore so details. Okay. The function model name I gave. The you'll use transaction code SC37 for creating a function model. Okay. We'll use
Okay.
SC38 is for report, SC37 is for the creating a function model. Okay. Here
Okay.
you just need to give a custom name. This is something which you can decide whatever you want to give. But in the general project perspective, we have certain coding standards which we need to follow. That means to represent it as a function model, we'll add something like some prefix like something like this, ZFM or something. Okay.
And it's routines. It's always right with custom model or
Which
standard
routine?
models also we have. Yeah, sorry, function modules.
Function models.
Always comes with Z only or standard.
See, no, listen. Standard function modules are something which are given by SAP. We cannot do anything. We cannot use that namespace. All the custom developments should start with the Z namespace. Okay. All the custom
Okay.
developments which we are
Mm-hmm.
developing should always start with Z. That is 99.99%. That is the only thing you need to follow. Got it right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Remaining all the things the we use one function model, right? We use ALV grid display. This is the one provided by SAP.
All
Okay.
customs are developed by only SAP
Not all customs, all standards.
standards. Okay.
These are standards. Which see if it's not starting with Z, right? You see here. It is
Okay.
starting with something else. So it is developed by SAP. Now if you go
Okay.
here, if you just show you,
Yes.
I'll show you.
Okay. Yeah.
These are all developed by SAP.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Just I don't know how many. These are all developed by our people or someone. Okay. These are all
Okay.
custom.
But you mentioned Z function modules developed by SAP. You mentioned.
No, 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 no. G function models are not developed by SAP. G
Okay.
function
Okay.
models are the custom function models which we are creating.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
G
Okay.
is for customization. Remember, Z is for customization.
Okay.
Okay. Whenever you observe a Z, that means Z at the start, not in the middle, because in middle means sometimes whenever we are doing exits, user exits and all those things, they will come in the middle. So you cannot get confused with that one. So always observe it, always find, always think it like 95% of the cases, anything starting with the Z is a customer.
Okay. When to use the custom module?
All
If there
when
okay,
to
if
use
already
means
have SAP, right?
no,
What is
SAP
the
has
purpose? Yeah.
I'll tell you. Good question. Now, yesterday while we are discussing, I gave you one case study, right? One case scenario means
Mm-hmm.
I gave you one scenario. Scenario
Okay.
is this report. What we did, we created. Sorry, this report we created for fetching the data from sales order header and sales order item, right?
Okay.
So
Mm-hmm.
let's say this report is one case for let's say just for namesake I'm telling. So don't go into detail. Let's say we have created report one for invoicing. You know these terms, right?
Mm-hmm.
Invoicing. Okay.
Okay.
Then report two is for just for reporting. Okay. Three report three is for WM warehouse management. Something some data display or something like that. Okay. Warehouse management. Report four is for HU. Let's say handling unit. So like this, we have four different reports. Okay. And my requirement is all in all these four reports, one part will be common, which is fetching the data uh, from VBAK and VBAP. So this all these four reports have one thing in common, which is fetching the data from VBAK and VBAP. Okay. Now, yesterday while we were discussing, I asked you, right, why do we create subroutines? Can you tell me why do we create subroutines?
Subroutines, uh, it's a start, it defines something, form in form.
Yeah, but why do we create those things?
Mhm.
He gave us, right, for reusability and
Yeah.
modularization, for
Mm.
reducing redundancy, right?
Yeah, it is also
Similarly,
type of routine only.
right, so
Mm.
reducing redundancy. So the function modules are similar to the block of code. Let's say this
Mm.
fetching logic is there, right?
Yeah.
We have this fetching logic where we are fetching the data from VBAP and all those things. So there are two ways. What you can do, you have to create 5 reports with the same fetching logic. So since you don't have experience, what your thought of a plan of action will, okay, I have developed this report. I have developed this report, and in this report, there is a fetching logic for VBAK and VBAP, right? So what you will do, you'll just copy the whole piece of fetching VBAK and VBAP fetching logic and put it in the new report, right?
Yeah.
You'll just copy, let's say this report one is our report one. So what you will do, you'll copy this logic and we'll put it here. That means, let's say if you have some 500 lines of code over here, what you will do, you will just copy this logic and we'll put it here. So here we will get one more 500 lines. So here we will get one more 500 lines. Here we will get one more 500. Similarly, that means you will copy the same part, same logic in all the 4 reports. Okay. That is a
Okay.
fresher who don't have an experience or who doesn't have a clear picture exactly on what SAP has provided to avoid these kind of redundancies, you will do. But once we get little bit of experience and we get the feel of system, what we will feel is that, okay, writing the same code again and again, copying this the same code again and again, it doesn't look good. When I know that the same code is required for 4 reports, why should I go with this copy approach? I'll create a custom function model. That means a custom block, which will hardly, whenever we call this one, which will hardly have 7 to 8 lines of the code. Okay. Which will hardly
Okay.
have 7 to 8 lines of the code whenever we call this function model. Okay. That means this 500 lines of code, what you are doing, you are moving this to the function module, and you will call this the 10 lines of function module over here instead of that one. Okay. That means only once you have used, only once you developed a code with 500 lines and call that in the existing report, which will be 10 lines. Okay. That means the same piece of code, you have moved it to a function module and the one block is ready for you. You will reuse that block everywhere. You will not use the same code. You will simply reuse that block. That means instead of 500 lines of code, you will see only 10 lines of code in each and every report. And these 500 lines, you will see it only once you open the function module. Got it right? Which
Yeah.
I'll show you exactly how it will work. Okay.
Okay.
Now I'll create a function module. I'll just click on create. See, whenever I try to create a function module, it will asking a function group. That's why I told you. Prerequisites for creating a function module always is a function group. Okay.
Mm. Okay.
You'll get some warning, just ignore them. See, whenever you the function model opens it, go to attributes and start checking this and do a basic analysis. See, this is the function group we used. This is the description we used. This is the package we used. Okay. All these things like this. And here we have some options like processing type as regular function module, remote enabled function module, and all those things. Okay. Generally, for our custom developments or when are using a reusable object, we use a regular function module. Remote function modules. Have you heard the term RFC? Have you
RF.
heard
Yeah.
that
Yeah. Yeah.
RFC? So,
Yes.
when if you want to make this function module as an RFC function module, we have to check this option, make it remote enabled function module. That means this function module will work as an RFC function module for us. Okay. I'll give
Okay.
you the basics of RFCs and all those things later. Now, the function model structure is ready. That means the function model skeleton is ready, right? Now,
Mm.
what we need to feed to the function model so that you'll get the data from sales order and the sales order item. So, a simple question. So, what have you what is our particular key field we used across this report for fetching the data? You got my question? What is the key field we use for this report where we are playing with? What is our select option? What is our parameter? అర్థమైందా నా క్వశ్చన్?
సెలెక్ట్ ఓన్లీ రైట్.
What is the key parameter, key field which we started playing with, which we use across this report? అంటే ఈ రిపోర్ట్ లో మనకి ఏ కీ ఫీల్డ్ బేస్ చేసుకుని మొత్తం రిపోర్ట్ రన్ అవుతుంది. ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేసినప్పుడు మీకు ఏం కనిపిస్తుంది ఇక్కడ? సేల్స్
సేల్స్
ఆర్డర్.
ఆర్డర్.
So that is our key field. That is our import parameter. Okay.
ఓకే.
That means whatever select options like we are using, right? This is our import parameter for our report. Okay. Based on
ఓకే.
this only, our report will run. Similarly, a function model cannot run directly. For that also, it needs an import parameter. Okay. For that
ఓకే.
also, it needs an import parameter. Import parameter is IV underscore. Let's say this is just our internal value. Okay. Our name, okay, just IP underscore VPL. Okay.
ఓకే.
I'll consider this as type. You know that, right? Where we use type declarations over here in the structures here, this type. So we need to give the what type of VBL entities. Now, simple thing is we created a dummy local name, but what does this represent? It has to have some meaning and it has to have some associated type with it. So what I will do, I'll use VBAK VBELN as my import parameter. Okay. I'll just do a check.
ఓకే.
I'll just do a check. No error is there. I'll activate it. Okay.
ఓకే.
So now, once you're done, this is a part source code. Go here and you will check this one. Reference as importing. This is our importing parameter, right? And if you execute the function module also, you will see this. You will see this import parameter. Okay.
ఓకే.
Go back. Now we have that import parameter. Now my question, another point. We have the import parameter, but what we need to export? Can you tell me what we need to export based on the report? That means we are importing the key field, like we are importing the sales order on which we need to run the queries. But what we need to export? మనం ఇక్కడ ఫెచ్ చేసినప్పుడు ఈ రిపోర్ట్ రన్ చేసినప్పుడు బేసిక్ గా దేని మీద వర్క్ మన డేటా ఫెచ్ చేసాం?
సేల్స్ ఆర్డర్.
సేల్స్ ఆర్డర్. బట్ ఏ డేటా ఫెచ్ చేసాం సేల్స్ ఆర్డర్ లో?
విబ్యాక్ అండ్ విబ్యాక్.
Header and item. That means this is our import parameter. Header and item will be our export parameters. This is our importing. Importing means we are passing the data from outside to inside the function module to play with output. So this will be importing parameter. Now we need to export. Export means we need to get the data out of the function module. Okay. Now VBAC is a header, so that means it will have a single structure. So once we know that we 100% sure that we will have only a single structure, what we can do is that we can simply use that thing, because we will have only one key field, right? One key field means always we will have only one returning record. We won't have multiple records. Okay.
ఓకే.
Now just do a sync. Just I'll activate it once. Okay. Now again go to the source code. Check this. Exporting. You saw this? Importing, exporting. ESVBAK, we will have only one structure. That means only one record at a time. So it will be in export. But we need to export item data also. Item will be multiple records. Always it will not be a single record. Okay. Then for that purpose, that means multiple means it will be internal tables or tables. I told you, right? Whenever we have a multiple data to play with, those are considered as tables. Okay. Those are all considered as tables because we cannot Simple. This is a single structure. We cannot play with the multiple records over here. So for that purpose, we have one thing called tables in the function model. What you will do is that you will just give it name, again name, pt underscore vgap type vgap, because this is a table. Okay. Okay. I use like for this one. These are certain changes will be there, but it's okay. I'll activate. See the source code. Now you see we have one importing parameter which we have added in here. We have one exporting parameter which we have added here. We have one tables parameter which we have added here. Okay. Now if we execute it, see one ITVBLN is there, ETVBAP is. Now you might ask me why I can't see the export parameter which I'm seeing here, because we have not executed this particular function module and there is no result ready. It is not showing anything. Simple. If I go over here and execute it, I'll just say test. See here, EXVBAK came, right? That means unless and until we get a result is ready, it won't accept the data. Okay.
Okay.
Now I'll go back. I'll again go back. Now I'll write a first select query will be based on our VBAC. Okay. We'll have a single record. Select single star input. Yes. Now you should be comfortable with the select query. We discussed this a lot. Okay. Star and think from VBAC. Where VBLN equal to. This is our import parameter. That means this will be same as wait. I commented out here, right? But see here. Instead of this one, this will be same as this one, but instead of select single on these three fields, we'll have a select single on all the fields because I'm using the whole structure. Okay. Instead of select single on three fields, I'm using the select single star because I'm using the whole structure. Okay. And this is our import. Import means nothing but same as our parameter, which is in the selection, this parameter. Okay. I am using that and I just give a reference. I'll activate it and go here. I'll put our sales order number as 1, which is already there. I'll execute it. Now we see this result. Previously it's blank, right? Now we got the data for header part of this one record. Got it?
Okay.
అర్థమైందా? ఇప్పుడు మనం ఏం చేద్దాం, ఐటమ్ definition. Now we fetch the data for header. Now let's fetch the data for item. Okay. ఎర్రర్ హ్యాండ్లింగ్ ఇవన్నీ ఉంటాయి, మీకు తర్వాత ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తాను. ఇప్పుడు నేనేం చేస్తాను, సెలెక్ట్ సింగిల్ తీసేస్తాను. ఎందుకంటే మనం ఇప్పుడు మల్టిపుల్ రికార్డ్స్ ఫెచ్ చేస్తాం, సింగిల్ రికార్డ్ ఫెచ్ చేయి. Instead of this ESVBAK, we'll use this ETVBAK. Okay. Input table this instead of this instead of this will not change. Okay.
Okay.
Activate. Now it's activated. Again, I'll execute. You see here, this is blank with 0 entries, right? Now I'll again check for this sales order number 1. I'll execute it. Just a minute, someone will get the code. ఏ కంపెనీ ఎందుకండి?
నేను జస్ట్ టచ్ చేస్తాను. లేదు.
Okay, leave it. Now you
జస్ట్
saw this.
చూసాను అది ఏంటని.
Okay, now you got it right. See, once I wrote a query for fetching the data from header, I wrote a query for fetching the data from item. Now, if you see here, we have this one. We pass the input. Here, if you see this, we got the output, and here an internal table which got 3 entries. Previously, you saw 0 entries, right? Now we can see 3 entries.
ఓకే.
If you open that VBAP table and check also, you will also find these 3 entries. Okay. Now,
ఓకే.
our reusable function module is ready and available, which we can directly use in our report. Okay, let's do one thing. I'll create a report for you directly now. I'll not do anything. I'll create a new report. I won't touch the existing one. I'll create a new one. Test. Type executable program. Save. Save. Now we will have one parameter, which is nothing but b underscore vb eln type vbak hyphen vbeln. Okay. Now we give input parameter. Okay.
ఓకే.
Now, how will you call the function module over here? Okay. What you will do? Just copy the function module name. Just copy it. Okay. Go here. Go to pattern. Put it over here. Call function. Okay. See the function module with our exporting, importing, and the tables part is ready. Okay. Before that, let's do a start of selection. Okay. But if you see here, these are the things which we have added in the function module, but we need to assign these particular things and get the data back here. So what do we need to do? Data out from the function. So what will be the import for this one? Our selection parameter. What will be the export? Which is this one, ES underscore VBAK. But if you see here, we don't have any local declaration available for this one. Got it right? Without local declaration, it's not possible for us to access the data inside the function mode. Okay. And one more for our VBAP. Okay. See, it's activated. Okay. మనం ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ఎంత లైన్స్ ఆఫ్ కోడ్ వచ్చింది సింపుల్ గా? ఎన్ని లైన్స్ వచ్చింది? 13 to 26 వచ్చింది. అంటే హార్డ్లీ 10 లైన్స్. ఓకే, హార్డ్లీ 10 లైన్స్. ఓకే, ఇప్పుడు మనం ఏంటంటే నేను మీకు ఎగ్జాంపుల్ కోసం చెప్పాను. అంటే ఫర్ జస్ట్ ఫర్ అవర్ ప్రాక్టీస్ పర్పస్ ఆర్ జస్ట్ ఫర్ అవర్ దిస్ థింగ్ ఐ షోడ్ యూ లైక్ we can do like this. Now, if you see here, as I mentioned previously, we need to use the same fetching logic across 5 different reports or 4 different reports. But you saw this, right? Instead of copying this code again and again, just in all the 4 reports again, every time, we created a function model which can be used as a reusable object. Okay. If you see here, now simply, if you see here, right, we don't have any select query available. We just have the header data. We have the local structure. Sorry, we have the header structure, we have the item structure. No fetching logic, nothing. Nothing is there over here. Okay. Now we just put a breakpoint over here, executed, sales order, executed. This is a sales order which we passed. This is the result which this is the result which we got from that particular function model which we got out. Okay, and this is a table which here. See here, right? Now we have that header table. Now we have the item table. Now you can simply go back to our first report, and based on the demo which I gave you, you can create a you can display the output. So we use LV grid display. Okay, you can display the output. That means now we have this internal table. Now we have the header structure. Now we have both the things which are required for this displaying the output. Now we have to play with the data available, readily available data, and display the output. Got it?
Yeah.
ఇప్పుడు చెప్పండి ఏమైనా కన్ఫ్యూజన్ ఉందా ఇప్పుడు వరకు అయిన డిస్కషన్ లో?
లేదు.
లేదా బేసిక్ ఐడియా వచ్చిందా? ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తే వస్తుంది. ఇప్పుడు నా క్వశ్చన్ కాదు, ఇంకో పాయింట్ అడుగుతా. ఇప్పుడు మనము ఫంక్షన్ మోడల్లో నేను ఏం చేశాను? వాట్ ఐ డిడ్, I use the complete structure, right? Complete structure means 251 fields here and here also. 490 fields. Okay. But we don't know, we don't need these many fields, right? We don't need these many fields. We hardly need, let's say, only 4 fields which are required for us. Let's say only these 5 fields. Okay. Let's say only these 5 fields. Okay. So what we will do? అంటే ఇప్పుడు మనం ఏంటి, ఎక్స్పోర్ట్ లో ఈ స్ట్రక్చర్ ఉంది. ఓకే, ఈ స్ట్రక్చర్ నుంచి మీకు అంత డేటా వద్దు. VBAK నుంచి we just need only these 3 fields. You don't need all the 297 fields. Okay, so what do we have to do? Can you tell me? I'll tell you. For that purpose, you can create a custom structure. Okay, for that purpose, you can create a custom structure so that you'll have only the required number of fields. So what is the T code again? Go to SC11. SC11. That means what you are doing is you are creating a reference structure for the function module exporting parameter, which will contain the required number of fields instead of all the 297 fields available in VBA. Okay. So for that purpose, you'll go to SC11 and you'll select the data type as here. This one. We'll select the data type radio button. Go to ZST and VBA. Just click on create. Okay. It will show you 3 options. One is data element, one is structure, another is table type. Remember, structures are something I told you from starting. I'm telling you, structures are something which will hold only one line item of data at a time. Okay, structures are something which will hold only one line item of data at a time. So I'll select the structure because we are dealing with the header, right? So I have selected the structure. I'll just create test. And for creating the structures and all those things, previously when we created a table, I told you, right? We need the client, MANDT, right? You remember?
and
and
yeah.
main detail. But for structures, it's not required because structures won't hold any data. They're just a reference for what we are going to use. We are just creating creating a reference for the exporting parameter. They will not contain any data, so there is no need of any client system or no any mandate. Okay, so you can simply decide on the fields which you need to use in the structure. VBLN, okay, types VBLN. Okay, next field is AURT. Right, AURT. Next field is ERT, right? Yeah. So we created a local structure. The local structure means we created a custom structure with only these three fields which are required for us. Just
Yeah.
activate when local object. Save. The local structure is ready, right? That means local structure means this is a custom structure which we need is ready. Now what we will do is just copy this one, go to the function model, replace this VBAK with the structure which we created, and yes, we will reference will be this one. But once we have done this, what do we have to do in the source code? Will it work like this? Will this query work now?
Yeah, yeah.
Or how it will work? Because we have
No,
changed
no,
this.
no. It's a desert work.
So what we have to do?
Select. You have to remove the single.
Not single. We have to remove the star.
Remove star. Okay.
Star is for fetching all the records. Single is for
Mm.
fetching the single record. So we have to remove the star and just copy these three fields. Paste it here. Get it in. Okay. Activate it. Go here. Activate one and exit. Now, how many records are you seeing?
One.
One row, but how many columns are you seeing? Sorry, three. Three, right? VBLN,
Yeah, yeah.
AURT, ERT.
Yes.
But previously, how many we saw? Almost 297. We cannot see that many, but we saw that long list. So, like this, we can play with the function module. We can either use a standard structure provided by SAP, or we can create a custom structures as per our requirement and work on it. Okay. Now, I told you how to create a local structure for how and why to create a local structure for the header, right? Now, how to create a custom structure for item table. Previously, we created one custom structure for header table. Now, let's create a custom structure for item table. Again, I'll change it to PGP. Again, I'll select what I have to select.
Structure.
And what is the main point highlighted regarding the structure? Structures will always hold how many data? How much data?
It's
How many data? How many rows of data we'll have in a structure?
um one.
One, right? Don't get confused. Only one. So basic, even for the item table, whenever we are creating a structure, whenever we are creating a local structure, okay, we need to start with local declaration. Whenever local means whenever we are creating a custom structure, always we need to remember, even for header or even for item, everything for that basic structure, we need to get it ready. Okay. So basic structure is select the structure. I'll go to VBAP. Now, how many fields we need in VBA? Let's again go to this one. These 4 fields, okay?
Okay. Okay, it's a single record, but it's multiple fields. Right?
Single record. Now here also we'll have a single record, but multiple fields, okay? But this is the item table, right? We cannot have only single record. Right now I created a structure, but based on the structural concept which I explained to you, always it will have only one line item.
Mm.
But this is an item table, right? We need multiple line items. I'll show you
Yeah.
how to achieve that. Sorry. Component type I cannot give directly. I cannot put. Okay. I need to use properly. Data types. Let's see. Okay. Activated. So we have a structure ready, but it will, as per of my explanation previously, it will always accept only a single record at a time if we are using this as a reference. But we need it to access multiple. That means we need to have a reference for multiple line items. So what we will do, just copy the structure name. Remember, copy the structure name. Go back to S11. In the data type, change this, create a new name, TT. TT represents a table type. Okay. Once you
Okay.
click on create, you get one more option at the end, table type. Select this table type. Give some text name. And here's line type is there, right? You just need to pass it. So this table type is a thing, real, our real requirement, or so let's say our table type is a real concept where we will make sure that a structure acts as a table. Okay, we created a structure which will access only one record at a time, but we are creating a table type so that we can use this for handling multiple line items. Okay, click on enter, click on activate, save, copy this table type from here in the function module, go back to the function module, come to the tables, change the associated type from, and change this also to type. See, this is the table type, right? Previously we used web app which contains the whole structure. Now I use the table type. It will accept. Okay, again activate it. Oh. Do you know why we got this error? Can you tell me?
It's not long enough.
Why? But why we got this error? Now you tell me why we got that error on this one.
Mm. Uh, you have to put ES_V back.
Not ES underscore V. ES underscore VBAC is here. We are now, I told you, right? We are dealing about VBAP, ET underscore VBAP. ES underscore
Mm.
VBAC is done already. But we got an error. Again, I'll activate it. You will see the error. You will see this error. ET underscore VBAP is not long enough. May I know why we are getting that error on this select query? What is the mistake in this select query? So what is the role of this one?
It comes, it's multiple.
Multiple or all?
It's all, yeah.
But what we have done for this particular structure? What change we have done?
Exporting.
Exporting, here in the tables.
Uh,
What change we have done? We have
it's a
replaced.
GTT. Yeah, GTT.
So
Yeah.
now it tell me ZTT, right? How many
Mm,
fields this particular table type has had in this one? How many fields does this have?
4.
4. But what we are trying to do over here?
Start.
Star, right? That means we are trying to fetch all the fields data, right? But how
Mm,
many fields we have this particular structure as a reference?
4.
4, right? Now you got, that's why it's showing us lot long enough. You're trying to fetch all the column data, but when you decided like you will fetch only 4 line items data and give the reference of this particular 4 line item data structure to this one, how it will place this 460 record, 460 columns data into just the 4? It won't do it.
Mm,
So instead of the star, what we need to do, copy these, paste it here, again activity. One, execute. Again, how many you got? Only 4.
yeah.
Got it right?
Mm,
Now go back, go back, go back. This is how we need to use the function model. Now, what we can do, we can use the same concept, and I created a loops, right? You remember the loop here?
yeah. If condition. Yeah.
If here loop.
Mm,
So what you can do is that you can also create a local structure for this output. I'll give you that as a worksheet in the worksheet for your assignment. Now, I will expect, what my expectation from you is that I want that loop also inside this select query, sorry, inside this function module, and my output table parameter should contain this output structure, based on the header and item combined. So whenever I'm executing this one, I want that result. Got it right? Whenever I'm executing this one, I want that result. So what you can do if you have a confusion, you can simply put a breakpoint here, and even in the function model, you can put a breakpoint like this. Execute the function model, put this one, and debug and check, compare it with how it is working. Okay, compare it. Got your assignment right? What my expectation is that I want you to now work on creating a custom structure based on this particular output, and I want the result, whatever I'm getting after this end loop, right? I want that result as a function module result. Okay, in the tables
okay.
part. That will be your assignment. I'll give you a clear explanation. Okay, that is the thing. Now, today we covered function modules. Today we covered structures. Today we covered table types. Okay, let's go with another important topic on the tables. Okay, previously remember, right? We created one table, Z test tab one. this table which contains this data. Okay.
Okay.
Now tell me, these are all standard data elements which SAP has provided. For that one, it has a standard fixed length provided by SAP, which is character type 10, NumC type 6, DATS type 8, character type 4. Okay. Now, there might be a scenario where you want a field which accepts character type 30. Let's say based on your name, Bhargavi, you want the field name as Bhargavi, not something which SAP has brought. Not, let's say not Bhargavi. So let's say uh, you want the field name as New York, field description as New York, not something which SAP has provided. Like SAP has provided the standard data elements for which standard description which SAP has provided will be there. But sometimes there might be a scenario where you want a field with a field name as New York and some length which is not available in the system. For that purpose, what you have to do, yeah, we will play with domains and data element. That means we need a custom data element. Remember, we need a custom data element. Got it right? We
Yeah.
need a custom data element. Okay.
Okay.
So for prerequisite for our custom data element, says this is a standard data element. I'll do what I'll do.
Mhm.
I'll open double click on this one. You'll get many ideas. Okay. Now standard data element name is VBL underscore VBA. And the description, this sales document, whatever you are seeing will come from here. Okay. And data type, you see this, right? Data type as character, length as type 10. So length as 10. From where you will get this? You will get this from domain, this domain. See, this is a domain, char and type. That means for creating a custom data element, prerequisite for creating a custom data element is a domain. That means first and foremost thing, before we create a custom data element, we need to create a domain. Okay. So
Okay.
custom, it starts with which letter?
Z.
Z. I told you, right? New York.
Mm.
New York. Create New York. Data type, again, char 30. Okay. That means 30 characters, custom field, custom domain I am creating. 30, I'm creating a custom domain which will be used in the data element, which will hold up to 30 characters. Okay. I'll just click on save, click active. Okay. Now domain is ready, right? Only domain is ready, but it doesn't mean that we can use this directly to display the name and all those things, right? I told you, right? We need a data element to handle the custom part of the field creation and all those things. So now what we need to do, we need to create a data element. Go to change mode. So here, now we are working on the custom fields, right? So Z
Mhm.
new ZNY your. Okay. Here, again, we'll give some data element, right? TETL underscore your. Just some names, dummy names. But when I click on enter, you see nothing is there. It didn't pick data, this like this lengths, data types, length, and all those things automatically because we don't have any domain associated with it. So what you will do, you just double click on this. It will open. Again, it will say create a data element. You say yes. So the data element structure is ready. Here you see the domain. We'll just paste the domain over here, which we previously created. Now can simply name your. Okay. Go to the field label. These also you need to fill because this will show you like what kind of description you want to see outside. Okay. Now save. So what I did, I created a data element from S11. I assigned a domain to it and I assigned the field description which I want to see. Okay, I'll activate it. I activated the data element because domain already we have activated. I have to now go back. See, previously you saw that, right? It's empty and 0, 0. But now you see, we got New York activated. See, this is how we will create a custom. That's what I told you. Whenever we need to customize something, we need something extra which is not SAP has not provided. We need to see some extra data which SAP has not provided. In that case, what you can do is that you can create a custom field in the table which you are working, the custom table which you created. This is the custom field, and that for that custom field you can use you can create a new data element and domain, and you can work on it. Okay.
Okay.
Same field I can use directly in my report also. In the structure, I just need to add that field over here. I can just need to add that field over here. Let's say this field I need. Okay. Just need to add that field over here. Type. Select this. Okay. Activate. See, I can use this field directly. I can assign the data and I can use this field directly.
Okay.
Like that. Okay. Just give me 5 minutes, small break. Again, I'll take 15 minutes session, one more session. Just give me 5 minutes. I have some water and
Okay.
come. Okay. Hi, Bhargavi. Hi, Bhargavi, I'm back. Bhargavi, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hi, back.
Hi.
Here చేస్తుంది. ఇప్పుడు మనం ఎర్రర్ హ్యాండ్లింగ్ గురించి మాట్లాడుకుందాం. Let's discuss about error handling. Okay.
Okay.
Now we created one function module, right? How will you know that the function module executed successfully? By checking whether the data is available in the structures which we created or not. Okay. But
Okay.
we need to give some kind of validations. Let's say user is entering a wrong sales order number. How will the user know that the sales order number which they have entered is wrong? So what we can do is, in the case of export parameter, we can add one more. Okay, EV message. We can create a message export local variable, message variable type. We can say like char 100. Okay, character 100 field we are taking. Okay, activate it. So this message is there, but now we need an error. When will we get the error? Whenever we enter a wrong sales order, we'll get that error. Size of C, sub C. Okay. May I know, do I need to use equal to 0 or not equal to 0 to check in case if this condition is failing? What I have to use? Should I use equal to 0 or not equal to 0?
Equal to 0.
Equal to 0 means success case, but I'm talking
Mm.
about the failure case. Failure case,
Not equal to 0, that case.
not equal to 0. And if that means in case by chance if this query fails, we need to show a message. That means this is my message type equal to no. That's why. Oh, Just a minute. Okay, this is one type. Activated. Again activate. Run this one. We'll put something which is not there. Test it. What we got? No sales order form. So what we can do, we can use the same message outside the report and we can show it as a this thing. Okay. How will we show that? And show. We created one more report, right? Which is this one. Change it. In this size about 0, we have one more parameter, right? EV underscore message. We have to declare a local variable for that one. LV underscore message, right? Cap. Okay. Like this. Keep enter. Now, what we need to do, we need to check this whether we have any data in this one or not. That means the reason why we are checking this is in case if we don't have any data, that means there is no error in the function. That means no, in case if there is no value, that means there is no error in the function model. If is not initial. This syntax not initial means what this checks is like in case if there is any data inside or not. That means if any data is there, that means or any kind of value is there, then only this will be considered. That is why we are using it as not initial. You saw that initial means blank. In case if you want to check the blank value, you'll just check initial. Instead of 0, we can say is initial also. Okay. So if you want to
Okay.
check the blank value, we can use equal to 0 or is initial. And in case if you want to check the non-blank value, we'll say not initial. Okay. Now, this is the case. Now I'll do message. We have one message already, right? So there are two ways we can display the message. One is a custom message. Test. MSC. Type E. E. E means error. I, we will have one more option, which is I. I means information message, which will come as a pop-up. S means a success message. I'll show you those things. Okay. Difference. Now, this is, I kept it as E. I'll execute it. Activate it. I'll put, I'll execute. Just, I think I know that. Leave message on everything. Sorry. Do you know why we got that dump? Because we forgot to change this. You saw that, right? In the function module, I replaced the standard structures with the custom structure, but in the table in the report for reference purpose, I forgot to do it. Okay.
Okay.
In here, we can directly use the table type ZCTT. Execute. See, we got an error. Red. You see this red. Test MSG. Okay. Now I'll show you. We need to use this particular syntax for identifying the messages. Now I'm showing as I. Okay. You see, now you got a pop-up. Now we have one more. Yes. S is for success. See, now you got tick and green. We have one more, which is W, which is for warning, which will come in yellow. This came as a warning also it represented in that only. But you saw the difference, right? There are 4 different types of message types. One is success, information message, error message, and the warning message, okay, which we use regularly. Now you saw that, right? We got this, whatever we have used the type for based on that one, we got a message. Now, how will I display this message as my error message? So simply copy this one over here, paste it over. Okay. Instead of the custom one, I just picked the one which the function model is returning and kept it as E and activate it. Activate it. See, again, no S4 font, the one which we gave in the function model. You saw this?
Yeah.
This is how we need to do the error handling. Error handling we will do because in case if the sales order is not found, user needs to know that the sales order is not found. If the sales order is found, user needs to know that the sales order is found. That means if here instead of not initial, we will do an else part which is for initial, and we can create a success message also like SO found.
Mm-hmm.
SO what? Which message, which type I should use for success? Here instead of E, which type
Found,
should
yeah.
which type I should use for
Uh,
success?
the error
Error is
success
E.
is
Yes, yes. We need to use S for success. E is error, S for success, I is for information message, W is for warning message. Okay. Now
okay.
I'll put 1. 1 is the sales order which we already have, right? Now you see S for found a success message.
Okay.
This is how we need to play with do error handlings. Okay, don't get confused.
Okay.
Okay. So that's it for today's session. But in with all the sessions we had till now, maybe 10 sessions or something like that, did you get, are you getting a basic clarity how Abap works? What are
I'm
function
not
mode?
sure. Yeah, once practice, I will let you
Yeah,
know.
you have to practice. That's what I'm telling you. You need to keep on practicing. But in at least you should now you should have a basic ideas, basic debugging. What are function module? What are data elements? What are domains? What is the error message? How it is represented? Or what is the success message? How it is represented? How to create a custom table? How to create a custom structure? How to create a custom table type? How to create a custom data element? How to create a custom domain? Custom report on all those things. Okay. Now you how to create a subroutines, how to create a function models and all those things. So these are all the topics which we covered. These are all the pretty much basics of the start of your like pretty much of the basics. We will deep dive into the other parts, module pool, which you need in the next week. But these are all the basics. If we have clarity and little bit confidence on the sessions which we have, right? We had for the past few sessions. If you had some kind of practical knowledge, if you can practice a lot, if we have some kind of grip on these basics, next session will be easy for you to understand, because those will be little bit lengthy and little bit coding part also will be more. I'll try to minimize the coding part, but you need to understand these basics because many customers will keep on adding in those things, piling. Okay.
Okay.
Just practice. You will get this recording, so you practice. I'll give you the worksheet today or tomorrow, but kindly practice. That will be really helpful for you. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Thanks.
Thank you.